I'm continuing work on my Virgo and Ankh jewellery piece, shaping and refining the copper. This is slow, honest progress in my 50s. Welcome back to the Vital Craft. I've made more cuts on the Virgo and Ankh jewellery piece. Now I'm focusing on shaping and refining the edges. So before I could do further filing and refining to the piece, I had to do further marking out and drilling to allow the saw blade to fit through the hole, and also some of these holes will be for the stone setting that I decided that I will be doing on the piece. After further marking out, I set up my pendant drill and prepared the drill bit in some oil to start drilling the holes. Unfortunately, I ran into an issue with my pendant drill not working properly in drilling the holes. So I had to improvise. Therefore, I had to use my handheld drill to finish drilling the holes. Fortunately, there was some room for error if I made a mistake with the handheld drill, as previously, most of the holes that I drilled with the pendant drill were for the stone setting, which needed more precision. And the rest of the holes left to drill were just so that I could put the saw blade through so I can continue piercing out the piece. Now that the drilling has been done, I can now move on to finer cuts of piercing and refined filing of the piece. This stage is much slower than I expected. Making these finer cuts with the saw blade, I realized that I have to focus more and slow everything down. The reason being is because if I make a mistake now, it could be very costly, as I'm using the saw blade not just to pierce out, but as a file also, as there are areas of the piece of which I'm not able to access with a file or a needle file. Now that the finer cuts have been done, I can now move on to the refined filing with the needle files, but I will begin with a large file to take away more metal to speed up the process. Filing and shaping and working with the breath control on each section takes patience. I'm learning that the piece doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be mine. And the fact that this creation came from me and through me means that the onus is on me to decide how it materializes in the world. So I chip away bit by bit, if not every day, every other day. So this week I focused on filing the edges, cleaning up the outline, and started to think about the bail for the chain. Every small refinement brings the design closer to what I imagined. Now I will take a break to do some grounding through music. I still use the drum kit or bass guitar to stay grounded before I sit at the bench. Small rituals help me keep going when the work feels slow. The pendant is starting to take real shape. It's still rough around the edges, but you can see the Virgo and Ankh design coming together. This is honest progress in my 50s. One step at a time. If you're making slow but real progress on something important in your life, you're not alone. Drop one small step you made recently below, or just comment "vital" below. Thank you for being here.